Good morning or afternoon or evening. Welcome to another episode of Cutting Through the Bullshit. I am your host, Dr. Stephanie Snyder, and I am a high performance mentor. Through my unique blend of strategy, mindset, and intuition, I help men and women to cut through the BS in order to create the life and business they desire. So, you know how you can follow somebody on social media and they have all these beautiful pictures and it looks like their life is flawless and like never any problem, right? The highlight reel. I was reminded of this morning as I looked out on the chaos that's happening in my backyard. It's gross. We're getting our pool put in, and it is absolute chaos back here. And as I was looking out on it, there was a little part of me that was like, okay, can we skip to the good part, right? Like, can we skip to the part where it's done and it's no longer messy? And I was journaling through this and I was like, well, you know what? It's the messy parts that really make you grateful for the good parts, right? Because without the bad parts, you really can't fully appreciate the good parts. And so I sank into some extra gratitude, even seeing the total chaos in my yard. But I was reflecting on how many of us, we just want to Amazon Prime the thing, right? We just want to be at the place where we have the thing. But what I found out is that even when you have the thing, there's always another thing that you want, right? And it's this walk, as one of my mentors says, she walks with 1 foot in desire, 1 foot in gratitude. 1 foot in desire, 1 foot in gratitude. And I love the imagery to that because there is a whole lot that I am grateful for. There's also a whole lot that I desire. And it's not a bad thing. It's actually foundational to growth. And so, yeah, as much as we want to all skip to the good part and Amazon Prime the thing, right? And just arrive, it is the journey that actually makes the arrival worth it, right? I'll never forget when I was doing my half Ironman. There was a guy that I was walking around clearly there by myself, and this guy came up to me and started having a conversation. He was like, "Oh, is this your first one?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "How about you?" He goes, "Oh no, I've done this a bunch of times." He said, "But don't worry about today." He said, "Today is a celebration of all the hard work that you've put in. And so just go out there and have fun." And I was like, that is so true, right? So, like, yes, I'm seeing this mess in my backyard, but it's a celebration of all of the headache that I've put through, that I've gone through with the city of Virginia Beach to get to this point. To, it makes it so much more worth it, right? Like, I am like a kid in a candy store watching this thing get poured and get built and get and messing up my yard. There's no part of me that doesn't love it. I mean, yeah, is it going to be a headache when I see all the chaos in my yard when they, level it out? Yeah, absolutely. But I'm focusing on all of the fun that's actually going to happen in that pool. And so I don't care that the yard is torn to shit. You can see all the pictures and the updates on my Instagram stories. I've been sharing some updates in there, kind of a play-by-play. So it's been fun to watch, and I'll definitely make it a highlight because it's been such a journey to get here. But when it comes to the arrival, right? Like, I remember for months when I first started my coaching business, for months, all I wanted was that 10K month. I wanted that 10K month because I wanted it. I wanted it because it would have made me feel like I had arrived, like I was a legitimate coach. And when I hit that 10K month, it didn't feel like anything that I wanted it to. It was very fleeting. It was actually, I remember it was actually quite a headache because I had a client pay in full and PayPal tagged it. And they were like, "Oh, nope, this is a really large amount of money. We're going to hold it for 30 days. And I was like, oh, I don't love that feeling. And then I do remember a few months later, I hit another 10K month, and it felt very different. But that was because I had stopped and reflected on, okay, like, this doesn't feel good. How do I want it to feel next time? And so as we were building up to this pool excavation, I knew, hey, it's not going to go according to my plan. It's not really even going according to the pool builder's plan, right? Like, he was real frustrated with the 3.5 inches of rain that we got in my backyard yesterday, right? Really frustrating. And I kept saying, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. The pool's going in. It's gonna be there. I'm not worried about it. I don't care that my yard looks like a mess right now. Because I know that when this pool is done, there's a feeling that I want to have around it, and it's one of celebration. And so I'm letting all the other little naggy things that I could totally focus on just dissipate. Because when I arrive at this thing, I can't wait to celebrate with my kids. I can't wait to be in that pool with my kids. I'm so excited. My yard is atrocious. So I kept telling the kids this morning, I was like, I'm just laughing at this bobcat ripping up my yard because it's all I can do to keep from going, holy crap, right? So, nevertheless, right, we talk about that highlight reel, that arrival point. I was having this conversation with my son. He told me a couple months ago, we were talking about golf, and he said, I'm just tired of all the lessons, Mom. And I said, honey, they're never going to stop. There's going to be a lesson for everything that you try to achieve. And you're never going to always get it right. It's always going to be a process. But you can be in process and still enjoy it. So you can be moving towards the next thing and still totally enjoy where you are currently. And when you can learn that, it makes that next level that much greater. So you just kind of have to relax. Relax, have fun with it. I'm whispering because my husband just came through, running through on his computer on a call. He forgot his charger. So I had to be quiet for that part. But again, you can walk with one foot in gratitude and one foot in desire. You can be so grateful for the life that you have and still desire the next level. And finding that balance or that harmony between the two, where you are grateful but also striving towards the next level, I think is probably one of our life's greatest missions. Because how do you keep from getting sucked into the comfort zone when you're at a certain level? And how do you continue to live on your edge? And actually, that's what I reached out to my previous mentor. We're working together for the next 30 days because I felt like I was in my comfort zone and needed to push to that next level. Thus, why I'm focusing on this recalibrate program that we have starting at the end of the month on July 30th. We're going to do a recalibration. And this is going to be for the person who is needing some clarity, some confidence, and creating consistency towards the thing that they want, because so often we can get sidetracked by life. The thing that we want to move forward can go on the back burner because life has massive distractions, right? Or distractions, rather, not destructions, distractions. I'll never forget my Ph.D. dissertation chair. When I was working on my Ph.D. program, I finished the coursework. I passed the exams when I was 36 weeks pregnant with baby number 3. And I remember seeing him, I think the previous summer, prior to taking those exams. And we were talking about the dissertation process itself. And he looked at me and he said, listen, life is going to happen. 7 years in this program is going to go by real fast. I will not give you an extension. If you can't figure out how to do this dissertation while living life, I will not give you an extension. And there were so many people that I had seen going through the program that completed the program in 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, 11 years, 13 years, right? To do this program. That's a long time to do a dissertation, especially because the coursework itself is like 2 to 3 years. And he said, life's going to happen. I'm not giving you an extension, so you got to figure it out. And so when I finished my coursework, passed the exams, I had a newborn. And that can be overwhelming. 2 older kids, a newborn, finished the coursework and the exams in like May. And then my older 2 were out of school for the summer. And I said, okay. I said, I'm going to enjoy the summer with my baby and my 2 big kids. And as soon as the 2 big kids go back to school, I'm going to do this dissertation. And I did. And I set it aside. It was an hour a day during the baby's nap time. And it took me 2 years to write the dissertation, but I didn't need an extension. I also was pregnant with baby number 4 when I defended. And so the thing that you want to move towards is not going to take a whole lot of effort. It's going to take more trust than anything, because it's going to be a process, and it's going to be a daily decision for you to move towards that, even in all the distractions that you have throughout the day, all of the chaos that happens, all the little things that come up. It will be a choice to continue to move towards that goal, towards that vision that you have. And you've got to trust that process. Trust is going to be the biggest thing that gets you to the next level. So I'm going to sign off here. If you have questions about this Recalibrate program that starts July 30th, please reach out to me. I am excited for this program. It's going to be a group program, 2 group calls, and Voxer support. There is a VIP option if you want some private support as well. But this is for the person who's ready to get to the next level and just needs that. I say just needs, but the next level is going to require clarity, confidence, and consistency. And once you can hone in on that, it doesn't matter what life throws at you. You're moving in that direction instead of just drifting, right? The power of intentionality. So reach out to me if you have questions about that program. If you're wondering if it's the right fit for you, definitely reach out. We'll have a conversation. And as always, be you, because the world needs more of you. Bye.